Hey Gemini, how are you? Gemini, thanks so much for watching. This is going to be your love and romance reading for the first half of, the first half of November. So this is roughly going to cover the 1st through the 15th of November of 2018 for love and romance. So let's see what energy is Gemini experiencing during this time frame or around this time frame in love and romance. The strongest message for Gemini and the person that they are most drawn to right now. Or the strongest message that our Gemini friends need to hear in love and romance. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, Gemini. Okay, thanks for being patient while I get your cards together. If this doesn't resonate, then please just watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising again, and your Venus, where you may learn more information. Oh, and then under the deck here. I always forget. Okay, Gemini. So the current energies, or the most strongest energies that you may be dealing with here during this time frame, I do see the Five of Coins and the Emperor. Gemini, what's up? I'm getting this energy here that Gemini, somebody, there's like there was like, okay, how can I say this in okay, there's a bit of guilt here, Gemini. It could be possibly about a decision that you made or that someone made for you in this relationship. For some of you, Gemini, you may be dealing, I'm just feeling like the strongest message that's coming out here, Gemini, is you may be dealing with like getting over something that you had no control over, like an ending to a relationship that you just had no control over. There's this energy here of like, you're just really feeling like even throughout the relationship, you may have always just felt like you really didn't have any control, and most of the time you may have felt like very left out. And then others of you, Gemini, I really feel like for some of you, it's just like if you were the one that actually ended things with the other person and really just, decided to just end it and cut it off. For some of you, Gemini, there's like this energy of you feeling guilty about that. You feeling guilty about like maybe not giving this person like a fair chance. However that represents. However, I mean, whoever that sticks out to you, Gemini, I'm just feeling that is the strongest message here. Yeah, for a lot of you, okay, there's this thing of like where, you may both have like tried to make it work, but then like there could be like, okay, well, there's just a lot of, like there's a lot of like, someone needing to be seen while the other person is like kind of hanging back. In the past, we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so Gemini, this could indicate that for a lot of you, like you really may have like you may regret, like you wish that you may have stood up for yourself a little bit more here. I'm getting that more so than anything. There's this sense of like you're just feeling like, you know what, I would have more in this relationship right now, or I wouldn't be feeling so much lack that I'm feeling right now in love, because maybe I should have stood up for myself with this person. Stood up for my, and it may, I mean, and hey, it could have even still gotten you to that point to where like, okay, you maybe are a little bit alone, but at the same time, you know, it would have been under your control, Gemini. Gemini, I also feel like for a lot of you, there's this energy of like, You may have felt like you always had to defend yourself. It's interesting. Yeah. Okay, so we got the Nine of Coins. Okay, so Gemini, you know what? I'm even gonna. You may be dealing with the Taurus. I did Taurus's reading, and some of the cards are coming up, and I know I shuffled them good. Some of the same cards are coming up. With the Nine of Coins, I'm just really feeling this energy, Taurus, of I think it's you. I think it's you regretting a decision that you made. For some of you, it's regretting. It's like regretting the power that you had in this relationship. Like you're regretting using it in a selfish way, where you could have been trying to get someone to really like prove to you that they're really worth it, but all in all, they never were gonna be. I don't know, Gemini. That might be some of your evil twin work coming out. Your shadow twin doing some work here, Gemini, on your behalf. I don't know. But there's this need to like really be single. I'm feeling there with the Nine of Coins. There's just this need to really feel like you're on your own 2 feet, like you're stable on your own 2 feet. Gemini, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, for some of you, it's like, okay, you know what? You've been standing up. You've been trying to stand up for yourself in this relationship for so long to no avail. But with this Nine of Coins here, for some of you, you really are beginning to understand your worth here. Okay. Now, this doesn't pertain to love and romance, this piece of message right here, but for some of you, I really feel like you may have been putting in a lot of work recently, like towards a promotion. And you just, for some of you, like there may have been something that you did that you're like, why did I do it that way? But I feel like it could lead to something good here. Yeah. All right. The top card we here have is the King of Swords. Okay, so with the King of Swords, yeah, Gemini, your mind is made up. Your mind is definitely made up, or someone's mind is made up. You guys are really like, okay, you know what? This is the way that it's going to happen. I've strategized, during the time that I've had to really sit here alone and deal with myself or the lack that I have. I've put in the time and the effort to figure out how I can get more, how I can be more prosperous, more successful, maybe even independently. The King of Swords is like, definitely that stubborn energy, I feel. Well, definitely with the Emperor, the King of Swords and the Emperor together, Gemini. The King of Swords is you. That's the air sign energy, anyways. Gemini, I'm also getting here for some of you, you could be feeling like you're having regrets about the amount of like control that you really try to exhibit in a relationship, or you're realizing that, whoa, wait a minute, maybe I'm a little bit too controlling here. Let me figure out a way to not be that way. For some of you, I just really also feel like I just really feel like this stubbornness, but it's not like in a bad way right now. It's just more so like you're doing what you need to do to make sure that you don't have lack. And from the Five of Coins to the Nine of Coins, you're definitely doing, you're figuring out. Yeah. And then now we have the Five of Cups. So with the Five of Cups, I feel like for a lot of you Geminis, there's the potential here to like, if you know, for some of you, if you're dealing with this now, like you could be really during the first half of November, like just really looking back at the whole situation for what it was. Gemini, this could be really you looking back at a past situation here from your past. A lover from your past, you're looking back at it, and it's like for some of you, you're like, you know, if I was just a little less controlling. Or for some of you, it's like, if I had have stood up for myself a little bit more. I feel like I feel like there is a possibility for change, Gemini. If not change within the relationship, I feel like there's just a change within yourself. Where you really figuring out where your own worth to yourself. You're coming into a more understanding of your own actual power and what it really represents, Gemini. And I don't feel like, you know, you're afraid to deal with it alone if you have to, with the Five of Coins and the Five of Cups. There's just a lot of loneliness. For some of you Geminis, you may be experiencing loneliness within the relationship. For some of you, you may be just be really, really single, like single. And what you're having to understand is you're really having to build up you're having to build your own self-worth. And for some of you, you may be having to lose control, like with the Five of Cups and then the Emperor in between the Five of Cups and the Five of Coins. For some of you, Gemini, you may just be having a hard time losing that control and allowing things to really happen the way they need to. And so then we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, this is definitely about somebody here in the past that you may be focused on during this time frame. The energy here is there. You know, this could be saying that you may have been dealing with this person for a very, very long time, and now after a long time, there's major overdue changes for yourself that are going to occur, Gemini. Or this is just saying that, you know, there's an opportunity here, or there's going to be a moment here in time where the not necessarily the option, but you're just going to recognize maybe a past version of yourself. For some of you, this may indicate, like, you know, if you're single, you may, you know, or maybe, I mean, anyway, whether you're in a relationship or not, like, you may run into somebody from the past that really, like, did you wrong, and, like, you're doing way better, you know? And it's just like, I don't feel like, you know, there's like a lot of feelings rushing back to the situation, other than you just really remembering, you know, you remembering the hurt. But I don't really feel like there's a lot of, love there anymore. And it could be. It could be. You know, with the Six of Cups, definitely. Could be an old soulmate. Seven of Wands, and then the Five of Cups. So I'm going to clarifier for either. Oh, too many cards. Okay, so we've got the Four of Wands, and then the Seven of Swords. Okay. So with the Four of Wands being right here, Gemini, yeah, you're definitely looking back at a situation. You're looking back to a relationship from the past. You're looking back, and you're really, for some of you, you're like really discovering, like, you know, this relationship, it gave me like the promise and the idea maybe of, you know, of beautiful things, but all in all, you know, it's like really what you took from it is, you know, you definitely learned a lot of information about yourself. You learned that you can survive on your own, because you may have had to do that within the relationship. Even like on the outside, maybe things may have looked perfect and secure, but you know what people don't know is that you definitely dealt with, like, you know, like a lot of, you know, trying to defend yourself, or for some of you, you really dealt with, you know, just not having enough control, or just not having enough anything. And then, you know, there's this moment here where, you know, you guys really, with the Seven of Swords here, there's this moment here where you really are looking back from it, and, you know, you're really recognizing, like, okay, you know what? I was always worth more than that. Or I was always going to rise higher than that. And you have, Gemini. If anything, a lot of you with the King of Swords here, Gemini, you know, even if you're not in a relationship, or even if you are, Gemini, this is just the energy of you just being, you know, more strategic. Okay? A planner. You know, really taking your time to really think about things and how they affect, you know? So let's see what the romance angels have to add, Gemini. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, we said that a little earlier, you know. There's just this sense of, like, you know, someone not having enough control. Gemini, like, again, you may have been dealing with the Taurus. I just feel like you have been doing that. Just the situation has been flowing naturally, but maybe not on purpose for you. For some of you, it's just really just because you've really just been kind of hanging back and just really pondering over what your next move is, you know, Gemini. But I really feel like it's more so like you've already made all the moves you can. You've stood up for yourself enough, and you still didn't get what you wanted out of it. Whether that was more control, or whether that was, you know, someone was standing up to you to gain more control. But all in all, you know, let go of control issues, man, because, you know, nothing is really going to work out that way. When you try to control stuff, it ends up blowing up in your face. Well, soulmate. Yes, this is, oh, 2 cards. What? This could be the one and soulmate? Okay. Interesting. So, Gemini, this could speak to you, like, really having a lot to learn from this person, of course, with the soulmate card being there. You know, this is definitely somebody that you're really taking from information that, that, you know, you need to be able to really complete yourself. Like, you're, whether the relationship has worked out or not, or it's still working out or not, you know, this is somebody that you're really learning a lot from. Like on a deeper level of you understanding you. Now, with this could be the one, this is saying that, you know, you may have already met the person that you seek. So for this relationship reading, I mean, yeah, it could deal with this person that you're dealing with right now. And that's why, you know, you're really just hanging back and just really pondering and strategizing here, because I really feel like you may want to figure, you know, you want to figure out how you can come off here on top. But this is also saying that, you know, this could be someone else from the past coming back around that you've already met before. Of course, with the 6 of Cups being like, okay, you know what, you know, it could be saying that, you know, there may be a smarter match for you. And the opportunity for someone from the past could present itself for you to really take a look at that and identify if that's a smart match for you. If you can learn any more from that relationship, are you willing to let circumstances run their course? So let me know how this is working out. Oh, I almost forgot. I got another set of cards to do. Let's get an overall advice card from the Whispers of Love deck. treasure your loved ones. That's beautiful. So it's important to love others deeply. I like that card. I actually like the imagery. It's like probably one of my favorite cards I've pulled out from this deck so far. So treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply. This advice, I feel like it's just really important for you to just kind of carry with that. Carry this with you through the first half of November. Excuse me. I really feel like it's important for you to see past maybe anything petty that has happened in the relationship or that's petty that's going on, and just really just come from the sense of, you know, just still like showing love to this person, because that's ultimately how you're going to be able to come off here on top, or how you have come off on top, and how you actually do gain that control if that's what you're looking for. You know, you're giving them love and you're showing them that, you know what, I can still love you and be independent, and I maybe can still deal with you from time to time, but only if, you know, under these conditions where I'm not going to be feeling like I'm left out, or vice versa. So just Gemini, this is kind of a interesting read. Let me know how this works out for you guys in the comment box. Let me know. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can just email me, LuminantLibraTarot@gmail.com. I'm more than happy to go ahead and start talking about getting some personal readings done. So Gemini, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys in the latter part of November. You guys have a great rest of your day or night, depending on when you're watching. Bye.